Hi everybody, it's RGBs here, and today we've got an awesome tutorial for you. It is a virtually, depending on how you build it, lossless glass elevator that works in 1.9. Yay! Now this design will generally work better if you encase it in something other than just open air like this. It works best underground. And I've currently only really stress tested this precise design up to 64 blocks. I'm sure it can go higher than that, but I have had an instance where if I went in like an amplified world and was going from bedrock to build height, it didn't work so well. But this should work for most mining instances, and if you're smart about it, it should work just fine. So that being said, let's go ahead and drop down and get started with our tutorial. Alright, so just go into our too many buttons mode. Alright. Let's go ahead and get started. So this is a similar design to the 1.8 elevator, but instead of using fences, we're actually going to use sticky pistons, right? We're going to put a sticky piston here and a sticky piston here, and this is actually the center right here of our elevator, which is extremely handy, and we're going to go ahead and just mark that with a little bit of red glass right there. It's not important. There's nothing special about the red glass. It's just I like to keep that separate. We also notice that this right here is below that 64 amount, and it's not, again, a hard limit. It's just me keeping track of precise distances. So we're going to go ahead and just fill this in here. We're using the same elbow of packed ice as before. I find that this works better than just automatically shooting stuff from a dropper right into this thing. I had some loss with that, so this works well just to kind of like slow things down and separate the force that this is shot out with the force that this is going to shoot up. So just a good habit. The next important thing is probably this. We're going to add an extra layer of protection in here. And this, I've noticed that the droppers tend to spit things out and shoot them up here, and they get caught here sometimes. So we're just going to add an extra layer here just to kind of keep this channel clear and moving. And that's real handy like that. So that's pretty much this entry section put in. Let's go ahead and add in some of the redstone. So we're going to add in 2 repeaters here. You can set that to its regular delay, just fine. A little bit of redstone, and then we have to build ourselves a hopper clock. Now, our hopper clocks are very stable, and you can actually set how much time they're using. So let's just go ahead and put that there. You see how that shoots up? Any item that goes in there will go shooting straight up to the top. You'll see that in a second. It's really cool. So to continue building this, we're just going to pull out a few extra little pieces that I know we're going to need. We're going to go ahead and put in our hoppers. We'll put a temporary hopper here, face this one into this one, break it, face it into it. So these are 2 facing into each other. We're going to put down our comparator here and here. Redstone dust, sticky piston here, a sticky piston here. We're going to then grab a redstone block, place it here. Now I find for myself that 8 items in this item hopper work just fine. So let's get an idea of what this thing does. We're going to go ahead and just drop a little water here. A block into, that water sound though, into our item elevator. We're going to just watch this thing shoot right up. Right, watch this. It'll go boom zoom. And boom, right? Goes shooting up like crazy. Now let's talk about what goes on at the top, because that's actually important from here on out. Whereas previously, this would work just fine and items would pop out here. It actually shoots way up high, and if I didn't put this block here, it would be another couple seconds before this thing would finally land down to where you could get it. So we're going to have to actually seal this up here and add in a little bit of a braking system for our items, right? Like so. We're just going to go ahead and enclose this. This is pretty standard. This is what the old system used to look like. So in the old version, you would just run water right here and it would be fine. That's not going to work anymore because these things can shoot right through and they can get really inaccurate. So it's best to build a brake. So let's talk about what that looks like. We'll just fill these items in right here, like so. And we're basically building a hollow tube here at the top, right? This is the braking chamber. What we're going to do is we're going to add in just a little bit of water really quick, right, and seal that off. And this creates a downward flow of our water, right? So we got 3 blocks of downward flow, 1 moving this way, which is really, really helpful when we're adding in items. So let's go ahead, grab ourselves the official testing item of Minecraft. Let's test out how lossless this thing actually is. All right, it's gonna send him out. It's gonna send him shooting up. Look at that. Zoom. All right. They're gonna fly up, slowly flow over. They're gonna fly up, bang. Right? Get caught. And bang. All right. So that's like the basics. It's really important you remember to put a cap here. It can't just be water. See how it hits that point and then slowly flows down. I don't know why the water is so effective. It just slowly breaks it just enough so that it won't fly through here. If you didn't have the water, on occasion, items would fly right through this block, no problem. So you can't just have an empty chamber here. It does need downward flowing water. It cannot be source blocks. You can't fill the whole thing with source blocks. That's not going to work. It has to be flowing down. So let's go ahead and take a look at how many diamonds we have in here. And look, diamonds! Yeah, I actually had 64 already in there from a previous test, but you can see that it works just well. Let's just go ahead and test that again, just for posterity's sake. Just to say it works, right? And, you know, repetition proves reliability. And here we go. All right. So I'll just go ahead and empty out my inventory. No tricks, no games. Just good old-fashioned Minecraft technology. Whew. All right. We're up at 32. Oh, this is exciting. 57, 59. And there you go. 64 diamonds, lossless. Now, cases where you would use an open glass elevator, if you're just going up in the sky and you're putting out a lot of items, let's say from a mob farm or a guardian farm, it's totally okay to use the design like this. I'm going to primarily use this underground, especially when I'm mining and moving resources to the top. I'm going to make sure that this is encased all the way to the top. Any caves that you have that are within, I would say, 4 blocks of the edge of this, you want to make sure that those are filled. Give none of your items any chance to escape, because the last thing you want to do is send a whole bunch of diamonds up here and lose it and all that fun stuff. So, that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial or you want to see more tutorials like it, please leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Leave a comment down below. You can follow me on Twitter at RGBs Gaming, and boy, oh boy, so many social media outlets. All right, I'm RGBs. Thank you for watching.